Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Stochastic Agency on August 14th, 2022 for more RPG a day. On this Sunday, we're asked to roll and generate a total. That is the number of friends you are going to recommend a game to. My total is 4. The 4 people I am going to recommend a game to are Runeslinger from Casting Shadows blog and also here on YouTube, Umbramancer, also on YouTube, Ivan Mike, and 1968, and Timwise 7 RPG. Now, there is a very good chance that at least one of the individuals on this list have probably played a version or edition of this game, and there's a very good chance that all of them have at least heard of this game, and that is Over the Edge. Now in its 3rd edition printing, developed by Atlas Games, and Jonathan Tweet, who also worked on, if I remember correctly, Ars Magica, Everway, 13th Age, and did a lot of work on 3rd edition D&D. So it's a game of fringe science, conspiracy theory, hyper-reality, and it all takes place on this so-called the ultimate Democratic Republic of Al-Hamara. The Edge, or the city known as The Edge, is the primary location and area where this is all going to be taking place. While you're there, you have to remember that liberty is job 1 for The Edge, and that disarmament means peace. So not a lot of weaponry. It's also polite to speak English, although Al-Hamara is a multicultural and multilingual location in the world. And of course, paranormal activity is perfectly legal. They do thank you for your consent while you're here on the island, and that's kind of where we start off. The Edge is one of the weirdest cities located in the world. It actually takes place in our world during whatever time you decide to place it, more or less. Out of the box, it's pretty much modern times. So you can play off a lot of what's going on in the news in the current time frame that you're in. It gives you a chance to kind of like question your place in an insane multiverse, go beyond your mortal limitations. You could join a cult. You could fight a pack of crazed baboons or hyenas. Along the way, you might actually find out who's really in control of humanity, unless, of course, you might have been working for them this whole time. The resolution mechanic is very simple. 2d6 is basically all you're going to be using. Character generation is very simple. The game, as you might be able to tell by someone like Jonathan Tweet, is definitely heavily influenced by narrative. If you've ever seen the game Everway or even glanced its way, you can understand that this game is also very highly interpretive. Players have the ability to interject both good and bad twists, and at some time probably come up with a twist tie. There's a general 3-strike rule for your character before they die. Now, up until that very last one, anything pretty much goes. So, play to your heart's content. When I first moved back to Kansas City, Over the Edge was the game that I elected to run for a group of people who I had played with a very long time ago. They were more used to games like Dungeons and Dragons, Champions, Marvels, Boot Hill, and really that's about it. Oh, Palladiums, Rifts, games like that. So introducing them to Over the Edge was definitely very interesting for them. And it took about an hour of us getting into play before they really did start to lean into it and kind of get the gist of what's going on. When I ran it, I tried to explain it kind of, imagine a setting like, or an environment kind of similar to The Prisoner. So it all takes place on this island. It's inhabited by a large number of people. Who really knows why all these people are here? You could also throw in a little bit of the Fringe TV series, of course, and anything from Paranormal Activity, horror. You can even go in that direction. But it kind of crosses a lot of genres. You could step into the use of magic and the occult. You can step into cybernetics and genetic manipulation, super spy, heavy espionage, if you want to go in that direction. It's a game that kind of asks you to lean into the weirdness of the world and the outlandishness of it all. And it's very, very heavy on player agency. There's just about no limitation to what you really can kind of get away with. I recommend Over the Edge because it's both an old and new game, and it's just adjacent to a lot of genres. It takes place in modern times. It's something very often that doesn't get recommended. So for those people who are running it, there should be real no end of material that you could use from whatever is going on out there in the world to generate something interesting to have going on the island of Alhambra. Over the Edge by Jonathan Tweet, Atlas Games. I definitely highly recommend checking it out. So that's it for today. And remember, get a chance to get out and play more games, maybe introduce someone new, be cool with each other, and just try and have a lot more fun out there.